Kylie Jenner looking bridal on the beach. And wait, is that?
That's too much, it's too much.
Kylie Jenner is done waiting. She wants the ring, she wants more babies, and she wants it all now. But Timothée Chalamet? He's got other plans. Sources close to the couple are saying what we've all been thinking. This relationship might be on borrowed time. One wants forever, the other wants fame. And when you're dealing with a Kardashian who's used to getting exactly what she wants, patience isn't exactly in the vocabulary. So let's break down why Hollywood's most unexpected power couple might be heading toward a very public ending.
Is Kylie Jenner engaged? Because she's been sporting a ring on her engagement finger. According to page 6, they're implying that Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet may be engaged because she's wearing a ring on her left hand.
The problem isn't that they don't care about each other. The problem is timing. And in Hollywood, timing is everything. Insiders claim Timothée was practically ready to walk away because his career is exploding right now, and becoming a father figure isn't part of the plan. Think about it. He's got Dune 3 on the horizon, he's promoting Marty Supreme, and he's being called one of the greatest actors of his generation. Meanwhile, Kylie's already built her empire. She's got the billions, the beauty brand, the influence. She's checked every box except the one that matters most to her right now: finding someone who's ready to build a family with her. They've had the conversation about marriage and kids multiple times apparently, but every time it comes up, they hit the same wall. She's ready yesterday. He's thinking maybe in 5 years. That gap, it's growing wider every day, and sources say she's made it crystal clear she's not going to sit around forever waiting for him to be ready.
Are Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner having issues? Recently, he went to an event alone, even though Kylie had the perfect dress picked for the occasion. Timothée chose to pose for the cameras on his own, and he didn't seem to be missing Kylie at all.
Here's where it gets interesting. For 2 years, Kylie didn't even follow Timothée on Instagram. 2 full years of dating this man, and her follow button stayed untouched. Then in July, she finally caved and followed him. But guess what? He still doesn't follow her back. Now sure, they're both private people, they don't post each other, they keep things low-key. But when you look at how this relationship actually plays out in public, there's a pattern. She's always the one showing up to his events. She's courtside at his favorite basketball games. She's flying across the world to be at his premieres. She's the one making the effort to be seen supporting him. And yeah, she's got the private jet to make it happen. Which brings up an uncomfortable question. Would this relationship even exist if she wasn't able to drop everything and fly to wherever he is? Some people think he's enjoying the perks of dating a billionaire who can facilitate his lifestyle without any of the commitment that usually comes with a serious relationship. The energy feels one-sided, like she's more invested in making this work than he is. And honestly, that's gotta sting for someone like Kylie, who's used to being the prize.
I know we're in a subjective business, but the truth is, I'm really in pursuit of greatness. I know people don't usually talk like that, but I want to be one of the greats. I'm inspired by the greats. I'm inspired by the greats here tonight. I'm as inspired by Daniel Day-Lewis, Marlon Brando, and Viola Davis as I am by Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps, and I want to be up there. So I'm deeply grateful to that. This doesn't signify that, but it's a little more fuel, it's a little more ammo to keep going. Thank you so much.
Let's talk about what's really driving Timothée right now, because it explains everything. Remember his acceptance speech? The one where he said he's in pursuit of greatness, that he wants to be one of the best, that he's inspired by legends like Daniel Day-Lewis and Marlon Brando? That wasn't just award show talk. That's his actual mindset. The man is obsessed with his craft. And right now, he's at the peak of his powers. His career is skyrocketing with multiple massive projects lined up. And he knows this is his moment. This is when he needs to be 100% focused, taking every opportunity, building his legacy. Settling down with a ready-made family doesn't fit into that vision right now. It's not that he doesn't care about Kylie, it's that he cares about his career more. And maybe that's fair, maybe it's not, but it's the reality. He's 29 years old. He's being offered the roles of a lifetime, and he's watching his peers like Austin Butler and Paul Mescal compete for the same spots. There's no room for distraction when you're trying to cement yourself as one of the greats. The problem is, Kylie's already done her grinding. She built her fortune, she secured her legacy, and now she wants the personal fulfillment that comes with a stable partnership and more children. Their priorities aren't just different, they're completely opposite.
But then this photo.
Yeah, that was bad.
This one
I mean-
went, oh yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Now, when this happens, did you get just messages, texts from?
Yes, it's just like you're trying to have this scene and then, it's a private moment and then there are paparazzi and then it was like all my mom group texts were like,
Oh my God!
oh my God, like, they were on fire. So it's like,
Now here's something that really shows how disconnected this relationship is from normal Hollywood circles. When Timothée was filming Marty Supreme with Gwyneth Paltrow, they had conversations on set about life, relationships, the usual stuff actors talk about between takes. He mentioned he had a girlfriend, mentioned she had kids, and Gwyneth thought that was really mature and cool of him. Dating a woman with children at his age? She called it punk rock, said she respected the choice. But here's the kicker. She had absolutely no idea he was talking about Kylie Jenner, one of the most famous women on the planet, and Gwyneth was completely clueless. It wasn't until paparazzi photos came out showing Timothée and Gwyneth filming intimate scenes together that Gwyneth realized who she'd been talking about. Her mom group text apparently went crazy. The whole thing just shows how much of a bubble Timothée lives in, and how disconnected his world is from the Kardashian universe. These are two completely different ecosystems, and trying to merge them seems nearly impossible. Plus, those intimate scenes with Gwyneth? Yeah, Kylie probably wasn't thrilled about that. Imagine watching your boyfriend get cozy with another woman on screen while you're sitting at home with your 2 kids, wondering when he's finally gonna put a ring on it.
Kylie Jenner already introducing Timothée Chalamet to her kids. Someone wrote in to Dumois that Kylie brought Timothée to Stormi's dance recital last week, and Dumois asked another source about it who said they weren't there, but they can confirm from someone whose daughter goes to this dance studio that yes, Timothée was at Stormi's dance recital? What? And a lot of fans think because that ring is on her ring finger, that ring is symbolic to Timothée and that they are getting serious.
Speaking of those kids, let's address the elephant in the room. Stormi is 7, Air is 3, and according to sources, Timothée has met them multiple times. They know him, they've spent time with him, but here's the thing. He's introduced as a friend, not as someone who's going to be a permanent fixture in their lives. And that's probably smart, because what happens if this relationship ends? Those kids don't need another man walking in and out of their world. But it puts Kylie in an impossible position. She's dating someone who's keeping one foot out the door. Someone who isn't ready to be a stepdad. Someone who views her children as something to navigate around, rather than embrace. Sources say he's actually really good with them, that he's sweet and attentive when he's around, but being good with kids for a few hours and being ready to help raise them full-time are 2 totally different things. Kylie wants someone who's all in, someone who sees her kids as part of the package deal, not as baggage that comes with dating her. And she's made it clear she's not waiting forever. She's done playing the waiting game, done putting her life on hold for someone who might be ready someday. She wants certainty, and Timothée can't give her that right now.
Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet have the look of love. The pair made their red carpet debut as a couple during the David D. Donatello Awards in Rome on Wednesday. Prior to their outing together, Kylie was in attendance at the Met Gala on Monday, where fans were wondering why Timmy wasn't with her.
For a couple that claims to value privacy, they've been surprisingly public lately. In May, they walked their first red carpet together in Rome, and it was a whole moment. People couldn't believe it. Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet, officially stepping out as a couple. Before that, they'd had some seriously intense moments at the Golden Globes, both in 2024 and 2025, with enough PDA to make people uncomfortable. So clearly, they're not hiding. But at the same time, they don't post each other. They don't talk about each other in interviews. And they've both said they want to keep the relationship private. It's this weird contradiction where they're public enough to be seen, but private enough to avoid real scrutiny. And maybe that's strategic. Maybe Kylie's trying to show the world she's moved on from Travis Scott, that she's with someone respectable and successful. Maybe Timothée's enjoying the publicity boost that comes with dating one of the most famous women alive. But the whole thing feels performative, like they're playing the part of a couple without actually being on the same page about what that means. The privacy argument falls apart when you're dating a Kardashian, because privacy isn't really an option in that family. Everything gets documented, everything gets leaked, everything becomes content. And Timothée seems uncomfortable with that level of exposure. which makes you wonder how sustainable this really is.
I know you also brought your partner in crime, Kylie, here too. What's it like to have her supporting you on a night like this?
It's a great feeling to be in a room with so much love and so many great peers and people that are fantastic. And I like seeing the new wave and the new generation here, and I also like seeing, everyone that's been holding it down for decades plus.
So what are insiders actually saying? Because the reports are all over the place. Some sources swear they've talked seriously about marriage, and it could happen soon, that Kylie would say yes in a heartbeat if he proposed. Other sources claim he was on the brink of ending things entirely, that the pressure to settle down was becoming too much and he almost walked away. Then there were those engagement rumors back in March with reports of a $300,000 ring, but nothing ever came of it. The conflicting stories suggest that either nobody actually knows what's happening, or the relationship itself is unstable enough that the narrative changes week to week. Maybe they have good days where marriage feels possible, and bad days where breaking up seems inevitable. That kind of inconsistency isn't exactly the foundation for a lasting partnership. And when you factor in the pressure from Kylie's family, the public scrutiny, and Timothee's skyrocketing career, it's hard to imagine this ending well. Every source agrees on one thing, though. Something's gotta give. Either he steps up and commits, or she moves on and finds someone who's actually ready for what she wants.
Timothée Chalamet is feeling distressed because he can no longer keep up with Kylie Jenner's expensive lifestyle. So it looks like he may have sent some of his sources to the press, and they say that Timmy's made millions of dollars over the past 3 years with this run of hits he's been on. But even after all of that, his wealth pales in comparison to Kylie's. He's been doing his best to keep up, and he and Kylie have bonded over these expensive trips and vacations, but he does feel the pinch when it comes to splurging on Kylie.
Here's the real question nobody wants to ask out loud. Is Timothée Chalamet using Kylie Jenner? Is he enjoying the private jets, the connections, the access to a level of wealth and privilege that even his success can't buy, all while keeping his options open? Or is this actually a genuine relationship between two people who just happen to be at different stages in their lives? Because from the outside, it looks like she's way more invested than he is. It looks like she's the one constantly proving herself, constantly showing up, constantly hoping he'll eventually want what she wants. And that's a losing game. If a man really wants you, he doesn't need years to figure it out. He doesn't need to wait until his career is at a certain point, or until the timing is perfect. He just knows, and he acts on it. The fact that Timothée is still hemming and hawing about commitment after this long tells you everything you need to know. Maybe he cares about her. Maybe he enjoys being with her. But does he love her enough to choose her over his ambitions? Right now, all signs point to no. And Kylie deserves better than being someone's maybe, someone's eventually, someone's when the timing is right. She's been through enough with Travis Scott and the on-again, off-again chaos. At some point, she's gotta realize that waiting around for someone to be ready is just another form of settling. The power dynamic here is fascinating, because on paper, she has all the power, the money, the fame, the influence. But in this relationship, he's the one calling the shots. He's the one deciding the timeline. And she's the one left hoping he'll come around. That's not a partnership. That's a one-sided compromise that's slowly eating away at what they have. So yeah, this might be headed for a crash. And when it happens, don't be surprised. The signs have been there all along.